take the opportunity of introducing the dignitaries on the dais. Adarniya Sunil Ambekar ji. Sunil Ambekar ji is native of Nagpur, Maharashtra. After completion of Masters in Science, he became Pracharak. Around 30 years he worked with Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad. From 2003 to 2019, he was National Organizing Secretary for ABVP. After that, in Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, he was Akhil Bharatiya Saha Prachara Pramukh. And currently, he is Akhil Bharatiya Prachara Pramukh, who takes care of the media in Prachara Pramukh.
माननीय संघ चालक and all dignitaries, invitees for this special gathering on the occasion of centenary years of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. So it will be difficult for me to speak in Telugu, and I think you may have some difficulties understanding my Hindi. So I will try to explain. The thoughts are Rashtriya, but in English I will try to explain. So now it is a matter of pride for all of us that our country, Bharat, is going through a phase where we can be proud of it. In many fields like economy, like technology, like our defense mechanism. So, to some extent, we have improved, and now at least we can stand. We have some important presence in the world map. And so now, before some years, even world was not discussing about the Bharat at large. And even people in Bharat, they were not believing the Bharat. Many people were thinking, though, nothing will happen here and it is going to be like this. Nothing can change. And so, there is no great future for the Bharat. Some people were also not very much keen to express themselves or declare themselves as a proud Hindu publicly. So they were also thinking that, oh, this is Hindus were great, maybe, don't know, or may not be. But now presently saying publicly, declaring Hindu is not workable. And so they were afraid of doing it. So in public life, it was not a word which was fashionable or which was workable. So many people were not believing in our dharma, whether it will be useful in the modern world or not. But Dr. Keshav Baliram Hedgewar, who was the founder of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, he was believing in both the things from day one. From his childhood, as we say, he was a born patriot. He was not patriot because of some incident or because of reaction to some incidents. So he was a born patriot. And so from his childhood, since he was in the age of to understand something, from that age, he was a born patriot and he was believing in our dharma, in our Bharat Mata. And This is very important because in any organization which is established or founded by somebody, but the founders, how they believe, what is their thought process is very important. Because that thought process decides, because if any tree, what is the seed? The characteristics of the seeds are very important. Because on that depends how seed is, what are the characteristics. Then only you can think of the fruits or even the tree. So, understanding the RSS, even after 100 years in the centenary year, to understand RSS, we need to understand about its founder, Dr. Hedgewar. He was from the common family, and the people sitting here, his ancestors were from the Kandapurti, presently from the state of Telangana. So his grandfathers, grandfathers, they moved to Nagpur because of the different situation in this part of the Telangana. And of course, they were from in those days, it was a British period when Dr. Ji was in his childhood. Of course, economically, situation was not good. Very, very poor family. And Dr. Ji lost his mother and father on the same day when there was a epidemic of plague. And of course, his mother and his father, instead of staying at home, he was roaming to help the people. And because of that, both of them got plague. And on the same day, when he was in his child age, they died. So we can imagine his situation, psychological situation. But he thought, okay, now God has given me some more task, so more freely now I will do more work in the service of nation. And he was always thinking, because if you somehow when you visit Nagpur, you can see his ancestral home where he was living. It's just next to the palace of Bhosla king. And he was, from his childhood, he was watching that our king is now not a king. And why? He is insulted regularly because of the British rule, those are foreigners. And so he could relate the foreign rule, slavery, or the atrocities of the Britishers, and he was feeling the pain of that. So that was his status. And so there are a lot of stories how he threw the sweets when there was a celebration of coronation of British Empire in London. So he was in such a process. So in his childhood, in 1906 to 1911, there was a movement against the partition of Bengal by the Britishers. And Vande Mataram became a mantra for all revolutionaries, all freedom fighters, and it became a mass movement in Bengal, and then it spread to the other part of the country. So as a schoolboy, Dr. Hedgewar also thought that, yes, he discussed with his friends, and when there was a British circular to ban it, punishable offense. So his friends and they organized the thing, and when British supervisor started visiting his school, then everybody was shouting, sloganeering the Vande Mataram. He was welcomed with the Vande Mataram, and class by class, everybody was sloganing, and then it became a movement in the Nagpur. Every school was closed, and because of this Vande Mataram. So I know this school because it was just opposite to my secondary school. So I am very much aware about that school. Today, nowadays, that school is named by the Dhanote Nagar Vidyalaya. When that school was celebrating 75th year of independence, the principal of that school, they invited the present Sarasangachalak as a chief guest, because they thought, because of this sloganeering, after 2 months, the agitation movement was culminated in some of adjustments and compromise, and then it ended. But Dr. Hedgewar, as a schoolboy, he didn't compromise, and so he was thrown out of school. So those school people, they thought that our school, Neil City High School in those days, has thrown the one very great freedom fighter, Dr. Hedgewar. So when we are celebrating the 75th year of independence, it will be a good opportunity for us to at least balance it, what we have, what our people in this school have done. So they asked the present Sarasangachalak, Dr. Mohanji Bhagwat, to come as a chief guest and let them have some at least prayashchittam of what that same school has done. So when we do something very good, with a very good heart, with a dedication, devotion, with a good intention, then it may take time, but the cycle of the nature rolls and it reaches to the point where it should be. So then Dr. Hedgewar was thrown out of the school, and then, but what happened? All important people or active people in Nagpur, they spotted the boy that, oh, he has some special qualities, and he was spotted. So they picked him and they collected the money. They asked the Rashtriya Vidyalaya. In those days, there was a movement of national education. And so there was a Rashtriya Vidyalaya in nearby district Yavatmal. Telangana people know Yavatmal district near Adilabad and then next. So there he was admitted to Yavatmal Rashtriya Vidyalaya, and his journey with Rashtriya means in Telugu we say Jatiya. So his journey with Jatiya started, and then he was admitted to the National Rashtriya Vidyalaya, Jatiya Vidyalaya in Yavatmal. Then after his schooling, he was the local important people collected the money and sent him to the National Medical College in Kolkata. Then again national, and he was then involved in the revolutionary activities, and he reached to the Anushilan Samiti, the topmost decision-making body of the revolutionaries. Then he came in contact with so many Ramakrishna mission and Seva activities and so many things. After that, when he came back, he joined the again National Congress, not today's Congress, in Congress of those days. So he joined the Congress, and then he became the very active office bearer, joint secretary of Vidarbha region in Congress. So his journey started from Rashtriya Vidyalaya to National Medical College to National Congress. And so he got experience, he was very much active in social life. After seeing all these things, he was continuously thinking that something more to be done. Just by getting independence from the British rule will not be sufficient for my country. Because Mughal came, then somebody came, then Britishers came. So let's throw them, but simultaneously we have to prepare ourselves as a nation, as a society, that in future nobody should think of invading this country. Not invading, nobody should even think of invading this country. And so he spotted that what is the lacuna in our society, the organization, the unity, and the clear picture about our history. People not believing in the strength of this country, not believing in the glorious history of this country. And that's why they don't believe in their own potential, their own strengths. So psychologically they want the freedom from the British rule, but in all spheres of life, they think that whatever we have is inferior for the modern world, and for future we have to be depend on the Western world for the others. And so take the people free from this mindset. He thought we need the common people leading in all walks of life with dedication, with pride for the country, with the knowledge about our glorious past. They themselves build their own good character. They work publicly with discipline, with teamwork, and with full dedication. Such type of people in the leadership, they are lacking in all walks of life. And because of that, we are deprived of the great unity. And so he prioritized for his life that, yes, I will work for this. And he thought, once Mahatma Gandhiji asked him in, I think, 1937. So when he was visiting to Sevagram, and then he visited the camp, and then he discussed at length with Dr. Ji. Then he asked, Dr. Ji, you are doing very good work, your RSS is also good. But why you are not doing this good work in Congress? Because you are basically a Congress karyakarta. So Dr. Ji told him that I want, because Congress is a political party and everything is calculation goes with the political interest only. And I need, if I want to do this basic work of man making, developing the personalities, so I need the people of Shuddhan, the current. We can understand, with the pure heart. Their interest should be only nation, only our society. Very much focused. And so for that I need such atmosphere. And so it was very much needed to have a separate organization. Some people nowadays think, oh, RSS is what to do it with the politics, whether it is a political. No. If Dr. Ji was already a political leader, so if he was thinking only about the politics, then he would have started the new political party. But he was thinking about this, a long-term plan of nation building, man making, and through man making, nation building. Same thing was told also by the Swami Vivekananda. So he was working on that. And so he started a organization, you can say a social organization, you can say a cultural organization. So he started building such social infrastructure. And so when he started the Shakha, it was a very small group of 17 people in Nagpur, in his ancestral home where he was living. So only 17 young people. When you visit Nagpur, you can see that room also, where there is one small board where all 17 names are written. So small boys, yes, young boys, they thought of it that we have to do something. And then they started the work. Even the name, even the Shakha was not initiated on the day one. It was developed over the period. After the discussions and after experiencing, after experimenting, after exploring the ideas. And then RSS was initiated on Vijayadashami 1925, that is 17th September of 1925. And so last year, 2025 Vijayadashami Dasara, it completed 100 years. So with this thought, RSS was initiated by Dr. Hedgewar. So he was always thinking that how it can happen. So then he started the Shakha. Now from one Shakha, now there are 87,000 plus daily Shakhas are going on. More than weekly gatherings of 32,000 weekly gatherings are going on. So now it has become a big network spreading from east to west, north to south, and reaching to the all states, union territories, everywhere. But this journey of 100 years of RSS was very much organic. It was not a sloganeering, it was not any other type of shortcuts or using the just shortcuts or some popular things. No, it was very much organic. So why some people ask why it 100 years? Because it was brick by brick. One karyakarta, they will discuss with another, they will get convinced, then they will go further, then one shaka, two shaka, three shaka, then it, like a chain reaction, it has reached to this point. So Dr. Ji was thinking, in those days, people were thinking, what's Hindu? And Hindu word was not taken as a Rashtriya or Jatiya, not national. Hindu is also one community, one of the community of this country, or one of the thoughts of this country, one of the ideas. Dr. Ji said, no, this idea of Hindu and Hindutva is our ancestors' idea. From thousands and thousands of years, people here, they have practiced this, and with the sadhana, they have developed these ideas. And so, Hindutva is an identity of this country. And those people who follow the Hindutva, Hindu culture, and they are living in this country from long years, it forms a Hindu Rashtra. In 100 years back, still now some people get confused about all these ideas. You can imagine before 100 years, it was a huge confusion on these issues. But it was Dr. Hedgewar, he said, मैं केशव बलिराम हेडगेवार कहता हूं कि ये हिंदू राष्ट्र है. It was a great, biggest narrative statement made by the RSS founder, Dr. Hedgewar. And then he explained, so now we can understand what is Hindu. And what is Hindutva? Hindutva means there is a tattva, there is a very precious thing, that is ekatva. That is the understanding or realization of oneness, a realization of connectivity. So there are multiple thoughts of binaries, to think everything in binaries, either this or that. But whatever rishis, all rishis, they thought, they invented that there is a connectivity. So where we can see the diversities, but it has evolved from the one only. And that's why we are connected. So, because of understanding and realization of that oneness, on that basis, the development of our nation has happened in long years. So people were understanding, oh, you have different language, different color, different habits, but still we are in habit of finding some commonalities. That is a Hindu who always try to find the common things and try to find somehow some connectivity. That is our psyche. Even if we don't say that we are not Hindu, then also because of our ancestors, it is in our DNA. And because of this, we got connected, and that's how we practice for long years about the understanding the connectivity. Because this connectivity gives us the understanding of relationship. What is culture? Culture is understanding of relationship, understanding with other language people, understanding with the people living in different levels. So, understanding of our relationship with the Srishti, with the nature, with all other animals, plants, even our rivers, mountains. So, to finding out the relationship. And so, when we find out that there is some relationship, when we don't know each other, but when we have some parichayam, then our relationship, atmiyata, grows on. When we find you are from the same place, you are from the same profession, you are from the same thing, and when we get parichayam more and more, we get some affection. And then my relation, I am not unconcerned for you, then I became the concern for you. You are for sukha and dukkha, I am concerned. So that's how we have grown as a nation, by realizing the connectivity, realizing the relationship, and then becoming concerned for others. And then that's why we find out the reason to coexist, साथ में रहना. And that's why in the world over we can find the nations. In the name of languages, there are nations. In the name of some their races, there are the nations. In the name of their religious sect, Shia hai, Sunni hai, आप Protestant है, आप Catholic है, आप Roman Catholic है, आप कौन से है? So there are different type of countries or nations world over. So when they see through these binaries, then they see, oh, how Bharat can be one. But our country has not developed. It's the making of nation, the process is totally different for our case. And that's why we may look virtually, we may look superficially very different, but we have find out the inner connectivity in between, and that's why we have practiced it for thousands and thousands of years, and for thousands and thousands of years we have lived together with all these diversities, and that's why this is the basic of Hindutva, this is the basic of our culture, this is the basic character of Hindu Rashtra. And that's why when we talk about the Hindu, it is not communal, it is inclusive. When we talk about the Hindu Sanskriti, it is not against anybody. When we talk about the Hindu Rashtra or nationalism or Jatiya, it is not against anyone, because it is with this understanding, this spirituality, that is the basic of our Rashtra, because world has a very different experience. Some countries, they attain some power, they use the atom bomb. Still now they are using their powers very differently. Some countries, nations, they got the power, money power or some power, they slaved so many people, so many countries very badly. Some countries, in the name of nationalism, they also thrown the whole world to the world wars. And presently also there are many nations, they have done something like this. But we should be proud of our country. When I talk with some different people from different countries, I always say, some people were talking with me and about our nationalism and etc. etc. I told them, you may have some guilt because your ancestors, your forefathers have done something to the bad to the world or other countries. So you may be feeling sorry for that. You may have to say sorry to the people of different countries. But my forefathers in long thousands and thousands history, they have not done anything wrong to others. So I am not in a guilt, and so I don't have to say sorry to anybody for my deeds of my forefathers. This is my country, that is Hindu Rashtra. And so Dr. Ji was, when people were confusing about all these things, Dr. Hedgewar of RSS, he was very much clear on these issues. And with this clarity of thought, he established RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. And he was having a reason why we can coexist, why we may have different languages, but there is a connectivity. All our languages are sister languages. All our practices may look different, but it is a one culture. And so with this, so he thought, when people of this country, at least primarily the Hindu, those say declare themselves as Hindu, at least they should get the realization of these facts. So what's RSS project? He thought it cannot be told only by the theories, but we need the people, those who are practicing this. And so he thought that many people thought that if we are to do the great job, we need the great people. Sometime avatar also. What Dr. Ji thought, sometime what happens when we see the great people, sometimes people say, oh, you are very great, Mahapurusha. Some put some photo frames, we'll put some Tilak Arati, some puja, something, Namaste. Sometime Mahapurusha Jayanti, Punyatithi, some we'll celebrate their days, but say we can't be like you because you are so great. So Dr. Ji thought we need the common people who will be from themselves, among the common people, but they are just walking 2 steps ahead. So that people will feel, oh, I can also walk with them because they are just 2 feet ahead. So to make this type of people available in their own vicinity, he thought we need a Shakha network, and which will make such availability of such persons in their own vicinity, in their own apartments, in their own mohalla, in their own basti, in their own villages. There will be a Sangha Karyakarta available to them, those who are running the Shakhas. Through Shakha, every day, through their games, through their exercises, for everything, they will be doing all these things, and over the period, people will see, oh, we have one Shakha in our mohalla, we have one Sangha Swayamsevak in our area, oh, we can also do such work like this, and we can also move forward. So with this idea, Dr. Ji started the Shakha. So sometimes people feel our present Sarasanghi Dr. Mohanji always say, कि Sangha, in Shakha we play the games, but we are not sports club. We also have some parade and like that, but we are not a paramilitary type. We do the service activities, but we are not a NGO or social or seva organization. So we do have our thoughts and actions on different important national issues or political issues, but we are not a political party. So it is a basically man-making, personality development program, and to create a social infrastructure. Critical number of people in all walks of life, those who are believing this country, believing in dharma and practicing all this, and very normal people, very common people. And so by his ideas, because he passed away in 1940, but as a great leader, he in his lifetime only, he developed Dr. Next Sarasanghi Sri Guruji Golwalkar, and then next to him the Balasaheb Devras. All those Sarasanghi who led the RSS next more than 50 plus years were developed by its founder Dr. Hedgewar ji. So that's how his leadership was. And so from next after Dr. ji, those who led the RSS as Sarasanghi Chalaks were also developed by the Dr. ji. Now, after 100 years, so many people now for them also the Bharat Mata Ki Jai is dear and near to their heart. They are not afraid of chanting the Bharat Mata Ki Jai, but they are more enthusiasm. There is more and more enthusiasm to chant the Bharat Mata. And it's not just a chanting or sloganeering, but now people started believing, yes, my Bharat history was to be proud of. Presently, we have potential and we can build our nation by our own efforts. So that has changed over the 100 years. I will not say RSS has changed it, but definitely RSS has worked for last 100 years for this change only. That is clear. And now Hindu being a Hindu is not a stigma. किसी को डर भी नहीं और किसी के मन में भय भी नहीं. ऐसे like this, Hindutva has developed over the years. Now people are proud of Hindutva. All our practices, people are proud of it. Of course, miles to go. Still our society has lot of problems. Yesterday I was interacting with some media. They asked me what's the problems with some RSS and Muslims. I said there is no problem with RSS and Muslims. If there is any problem, there is a problem in Hindus and Muslims. Because lot of things have happened already before the RSS started between Hindus and Muslims. Even the partition happened when RSS not well established all over the country. So there are lot of issues, lot of memories, lot of bad memories between the Hindus and Muslims. So, but nobody takes the responsibility. RSS has taken the responsibility that yes, let's understand first that it is not a RSS Muslim problem, it is a Hindu Muslim problem, and we have to resolve it. Then we have to put our efforts. And RSS has taken the responsibility and it's trying to effort. First, trying to convince the Hindus, those who say the Hindus. Because Hindus also have forgotten that they should be proud of Hindus. Loss of memory. When you have mobile in hand, loss of memory, then there will be a problem, confusion. What we are, where to go, whom to call, don't know anything. But now, after Ramajanavami movement, so many people have recovered their memories. And now they can understand what's our history, why and how we Hindus are. But next problem is, there are some people, those who don't say the Hindu, they think that they have changed the religion. They have changed the religion, so what's their relation with this land? What the relationship with our ancestors? Who are their ancestors? What is their culture? Who are their forefathers? What is their relation with this land? And because of that confusion only, our country got partitioned. So it is a long-term project of recovering the lost memory. Whenever people will recover, that by changing the religion, they can't change their ancestors, they can't change their history, they can't change their culture, they can't change their land, Bharat Mata. So I think it's a long-term project and definitely it will go further and it will definitely recover all lost memory. So some people ask why RSS always talk about the past. So we are not living in the past. But somebody loses the memory, then we have to again recall him. Oh, this is your home, this is your mother, this is your father. Then after some days, they will recover some memory. So that's why whenever RSS comes, it always talks about all these things so that someday everybody will recover the memory. So that's why we goes on trying to always remember so that people will understand. Because that will only give us the confidence. Because without now, even the artificial intelligence, new AI is also depending on our history. He is collecting the data now. Presently, they are collecting the data. Only then they will answer. So, any country which loses the memory, it cannot go further by their own. So, that is very important. So, that's how RSS has worked for last 100 years. And now, next 100 years will not be only RSS, but as Dr. Ji believed that everybody has to participate, then only country can rise. Then only our nation can rise. So, the bigger changes, now so many people like you, they also are very much eager. They are very much involved. They already have initiated so many good works. They are already already started doing good work. Their societies, associations, already they have started some good work. Many people, they are connected with the RSS. They try to connect their association, their work with RSS. Some people, they get inspired and they start their new work. Then with coordination with RSS, some people start their work. In spite of RSS, with the present atmosphere, they started doing good. So there are a lot of people, lot of associations doing good work. So I remember some years back when there was a tsunami, people and government were searching for world vision. It was an international association involved in missionary activities, collecting lot of funds. So they thought that it's only one organization which can handle the relief and rehabilitation work after tsunami. This was the situation. People were thinking only schools, mission activities will be done only by the missionaries. But I think last 20-25 years, not only the RSS, but so many people from the Hindu societies and association, they started working on these lines. And now in Corona period, nobody remembered about missionaries or World Vision type organizations, because the whole society was working. So this is the picture we want to emerge as a society. And so now RSS has given a call for Pancha Parivartana. Pancha Parivartana means the 5 initiatives for social transformation. As we are moving further, we will be economically prosperous. But for that, just being economically prosperous will not be sufficient. As a society, we have to prepare ourselves and we have to be on the fast mode. We have to eradicate all our social evils, or we have to fight with all fault lines in our society and to develop our society as a very good cultured society. And for that, it cannot be a mission of only RSS. When every family, every individuals in the society, everybody will strive for it, then only it's possible. So we have come with the Pancha Parivartana, the 5 initiatives which can be taken up by, which can be taken up by everyone in the society. Every family can take the initiative and contribute for the development of the better society. So first is our caste discriminations, some caste divides. It's a big hindrance in our Hindu unity. And I think I don't have to explain about all these things. We are aware about this. But by only political measures, it cannot be eradicated. We can't reach to the Hindu unity properly. So for that, every family has to check their invitee list or friend list, whether it is inclusive of friends from every section of the society, whether we have a very good relationship with those who are working with us, with our family, from cleaning activity to all activities, whether they are invited to our family for any Diwali or some occasions with full honor, whether we visit or involve with their families on such occasions. So all this behavioral change in our family is very much required. That can only be the final solution for the Hindu unity, and then only we will not give any opportunity to others to act or exploit these issues. Simultaneously, there is a need for environmental better situation. There is a carbon politics is going on. That's okay. But our habits have changed. Lot of habits, our lifestyle is changed and it is not environment friendly. So now in coming days, every family, every individual, we have to, even in our public life, we have to change how we use the water, how we use the energy, how we use the plastics, so papers, so many things. We have to change our lifestyle. Otherwise, for long years, we are depending on how technology comes, how market comes, and so we have changed our lifestyles accordingly. So now it is the time, our cultures, our lifestyles, depending on our cultures, they should lead. And out of that only we can develop new technologies, develop the new market and production chains. So that is very important. And for that, our change in lifestyles is very important. Third is about our families. Because in cities, and not only in cities but in other places also, we have some issues with our families, family relations, relations with the different generations in the family, marriages, sustainability of marriages, way of doing the marriages, then children, then parenting, so many issues. And so for that, because of that, then there are some social issues, because there are depressions, there are problems, and out of that there are some social issues also. Even sometimes leads to crimes also. So our family, we have a family system. So we may not be living in a bigger families or joint families. We may have a smaller families in cities, but still we can develop the relationship. We can have spare the time in our family. At least a dinner once in a week without mobile, with talking with all our family members, especially the young generation. And so all these practices will lead to the better family, a better Hindu family, connecting to culture, connecting to our Hindu practices, all these things. And next is Swatva, that is selfhood. स्व के अनुसार, स्वभाषा, स्वभूषा, स्वभोजन, स्वदेशी, स्वतंत्र, so many things related. Because of the colonial mind, everything was superior for us, which comes from the West. So we are not discarding the West. Dindayal Upadhyayji said there can be two words he used for our old people things. We can't use all the older things as it is or as it was. So he used the word, make them yuganukul. That is, contemporary or contextualize them to the present day. And we can take anything from outside, no problem, but make them deshanukul. That is, आजकल बोलते हैं ना, कस्टमाइज कर लो, टेलर्ड कर लो. So like that, you have to make them deshanukul. And so with that, we can adopt many things, but still we can continue, we can love, we can proud of our practices, which is Swa. And the last one in Pancha Parivartan is the civic duties, because everybody is talking about the rights every day. So let's talk about the duties. And what's duties? Duties is a dharma. Duties means dharma. Like our neighborhood dharma, we have to take care, or we have to be a good neighbor to others. That is a dharma. To care for the others, that is also a dharma. To be a good teacher, if you are a teacher, that is also a dharma. If you are anything in profession, then you should be a good person, helping to others. That is a dharma. So that is a civic duty. I think for so many years, everybody is talking only about rights. So we respect the rights, no issues. But simultaneously, if we practice and if we insist on civic duties, Nagrik Kartavya Bodh, then it will be helping us for developing our society. So, this way, RSS, at this juncture of its centenary year, has asked or appealed for the Pancha Parivartana, and everyone, every member of the society, every association, either religious, educational, social organization, professional organization, resident associations. So, all people, they can thought of all this Pancha Parivartana, and by their own, it is not a Sangha program or patented by RSS. It is an open initiative to be taken by the society. So by your own platforms, you can think about it, you can plan accordingly, and you can go ahead. I think with this type of social transformation, when our country is going to be economically powerful, so when our Hindutva awareness is going up, so our Hindutva will be beneficial to others, to everyone. not a nuisance for the world. If our country goes up, becomes very powerful, it will be for the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam Sarvepi Sukhinas Santu Sarve Santu Nirapaya. Not the nuisance to the world, but for the welfare of the world. And as a Dharma Rakshana, we will be powerful, then we will also protect the good people in all over the world. So for that, such country is needed. Because there are powerful countries still, but these powerful countries, they are trying to use their power to take over or to overpower the other countries. And that is not fair. So last 300 years, 500 years, we were not in a position to play any important role in the world affairs. Either it is in the political, militarily, or in the trade, even in the cultural or religious area. But now, next coming years, we will be enough powerful to play an important role. But for that, being just a powerful will not help. The whole country, everyone has to take the lead, and we as a Bharat, we have to lead by example. Not just by the theory that what is said in our granthas, but the living. Bharat was always a living culture, the living nation, living dharma. So for that, we have to transform our country in that way. And for that, that is not possible only by RSS. Even if it has some 87,000 shakas, it may go to 1 lakh in coming future. But still, everyone in the society, they have to take the initiative. And with the initiative of society, it will happen. I can assure all of you at this juncture, whenever the whole society takes such initiatives, you will find the RSS Swayamsevak with you. In each and every corner of this country, whenever somebody takes this initiative, they will find that there is RSS, and there is RSS Swayamsevak to help you, to be with you. You are not alone. If you are taking any good initiative, you are not alone. The RSS Swayamsevak in your nearby is with you. That I can assure you at the juncture of centenary of RSS. And so I appeal to all of you, let us try to understand RSS and its thoughts by your own experiences, and let's move together for the desired transformation of our country and to make this Bharat Mata and to reach to the point of Param Vaibhavam. Bharat Mata ki jai.